Hey friends, welcome to McFarland's Corner. I'm Michael McFarland. I'm going to give you a Lake Fork rundown for this whole week, really. We haven't been talking as much as we were in the spring. I was doing almost an everyday rundown as best I could anyways. We're not fishing as much now. We're only fishing about 50% of the time, 2 and 3 days a week. But I'm keeping the full week's worth of information, okay? As best that I can. If I'm not on the water, I'm not able to get the water temperature, but I can kind of make decisions on clarity, and of course I can always obtain the lake level and what's happening. So let's talk about that first. When we talked last, it was about a week ago, the lake had come up to 401.64. We had a ton of rain, and I really thought the lake was going to get a lot more than 3 inches of rise. That really did help us. So it's +3. The lake came up +3 inches. It absolutely helped. It made the lake turn over. It broke any thermoclines, etc., etc. But it expedited that turnover as well because we had so much good fresh water. Usually just a good cool trend or a cold front will make the lake turn over, and it gets real ugly looking. Tea-stained water, methane gases and yellow bubbles and all that. I believe we're going to see a lot less of that this year for the fact that we've had a mild summer, and the flooding rain that we just had has blended that, has mixed that. We're still having wind moving the water around pretty good. So what I'm implying is that the turnover should be very moderate this year. The water is already gunmetal blue. In some places, it's crystal clear. I mean crystal clear. Some 2-3 foot visibility, okay? There's still some areas out there that are yellow and tea stained, I guess is the word. There's a tannic water, a little bit of tannic water, but for the most part, there's a very beautiful gunmetal blue, okay? But let's talk about the levels because fishing is really, really tough. For the last probably 6 or 7 days, it's really been a grind. It's been very much a struggle. Can't pattern them, and that's because they're in transition, okay? All the flooding, cool trend, turnover has brought all the bait out of the main lake and migrated up the creeks. If you go up any one of the creeks, you just walls of bait. The fish have not quite got there yet, but they're coming, okay? If we just start with simple lake levels, again, a week ago, 401.64. Monday, 401.58, we're dropping. Tuesday, 401.56, we're dropping. All of a sudden, Wednesday, 401.57, back up just the tiniest little bit. 401.65 with that Wednesday, Thursday storm. That's higher than we were a week ago. So, and then today, back down on the drop. You can see this up, down, up, down. Remember, rising water rises fish, falling water points them out, pulls them out, okay? The fish themselves, just because of this, are in a little bit of a seesaw, teeter-totter, in, out, in, out. Fall is bringing them cooler water. They want to go in. Water's dropping, water's rising. You get it? Okay. It's a little crazy. Water temperatures are, I didn't talk about that, 81.2 on Wednesday, 81.3 this morning. Most definitely a good cool trend. 82, 83 when we left you a week ago. That's what I really want with the cool trend. I want it to go slow. Last year, we had like a 20-something degree swing in just a few days. Less than 10 days, the lake swung from mid-80s to lower 60s, maybe even lower, upper 50s. It was miserable. The fish got shocked and they never recovered. I want to see it gradually taper down a little bit. We get to the mid-70s, 76, 78. We ought to be crushing them, okay? This morning, it was a grind. I'm not going to lie to you. We caught a few fish. I pulled up onto what I had kind of thought was going to be the magic. The very first few casts, we caught a beautiful fish on top water, popper, and it choked it, all right? The popper, or in this case, yellow magic popper, is my favorite. Lake Fork Tackle Lures makes one. Yellow Magic makes one. Rico makes one. They're all real much the same. Very special patented cup, spits, but the key in the fall is that feather right there. Bone white. You saw a picture this morning. That fish choked it. This bait was all the way down the throat, had to retie because teeth were on the line. That's a good sign. That's a commitment. That fish ate that bait. I really anticipated catching a bunch more this morning, and that was our only topwater bite. Okay, that's going to be a really good bite here very soon. Okay, right now, if you'll run a lot of banks, look for white birds, look for blue herons, and fish in front of them, you'll catch some fish. If you'll throw little underspins, Texas rigged worms like this right here, just a tiny little power worm, electric blue, purple, plum, just miscellaneous different colors on a daily basis. But a small worm thrown in front of those birds on the do nothing banks will catch those good unders. And occasionally it'll surprise you with a big slot. Did not catch any fish doing that today. Besides the one topwater fish, the other fish today were caught on a Carolina rig. And I call this my chicken rig. Really, it's a finesse rig. Okay. And what I've done here is I've lightened everything down. So instead of a full rig, if you follow me in the season, you already know where I'm going. Okay. But I've come down to a lighter rod. My MB 1020, it's a 4-power. I put 15-pound test on my Daiwa Tatula. That's the main line. I'm going to run a bead, bobber stopper bead, 1/2 ounce egg sinker. Going to put another, bobber stopper, 1/2 ounce egg sinker, bead. That bead is to protect the knot. I'm going to tie a swivel, 2-way swivel. My first knot's going to be a San Diego jam knot on the top of the swivel because that is a doubled line knot. This takes a lot of abuse from this weight. I want that doubled. All right, I'm then going to tie about 18 inches to 2 feet of 12-pound leader. Okay, this is my finesse Carolina rig. I then go to Impact Shad. That's right. Mr. Mark Pack, I hope he gets to go in the Hall of Fame someday. He's a wonderful man. He has created a lot of baits, this being one of the very best. But that Impact Shad right there, 2 sizes, 5-inch and a 7-inch. The colors right now, Green Pumpkin Magic, Green Pumpkin Magic Red Flake. Dip the tail chartreuse. Use the Green Pumpkin Magic when there's low sunlight or no sunlight. Use the Green Pumpkin Magic Red Flake when the sun is shining. All right, that's going to be a deadly, deadly way to catch these fish pretty soon. Put the boat in 8-10 feet of water and throw up to the bird. Throw the bait up to the bird. It's shallow. 10 feet of water to 0. And snap that little Carolina rig like a jerk bait. All right, just think jerk bait attached to a ball and chain. You won't believe how many fish that will catch you. All right, that's the gist of the deal. Those of you coming down for Big Bass Splash, I'm fishing all week. I've got clients every day. Starting tomorrow, I've got doubles for the next 5 days, excluding Sunday. I don't guide on Sundays. But I've got double trips the rest of the week, doubles or full days. So I'm going to be on the water a lot. I'll have some really good information, and I will share. So if you're going to fish a Sealy Big Bass Splash, stick around. Keep watching my rundowns. Some good info is coming. Other than that, find me on Facebook, my business page, the Lake Fork Adventures Guide Service. Like that there. Thumbs up if you're enjoying everything that we do. I sure appreciate you. Appreciate the following and the support. Comments below. Any questions, I'll do my best to answer. I wish you all the very best of health and great or even awesome fishing. Someone catch a big fish and send me a pic. Thanks for watching.